Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. How's it going? This is Immigration Attorney Moumita. I hope you're all doing wonderful tonight. I have so much good news that I want to be sharing with you. As soon as I share with you some of the client victories that we have just gotten today, which I think it's very important for you all to see out there. You know, the reason why I come out here, you'll see me holding up these work permits. You'll see me talking about these green card approvals. It's because it's important for you to know that there is hope out there and there is a brighter future out there for you. There is light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark it is, the times that you're going through right now, no matter how difficult your situation right now is. I want you to always remember that you are worth it. You are a person with human dignity and that you deserve to be loved and respected and treated well by your partner, by your child, whoever it is, by your employer who is not treating you well today. That is why I come over here day after day to show you what is possible in immigration, because there are also a lot of lawyers out there who may not give you that sort of hope, who might tell you that your case is not possible or that you don't have a good case because you don't have certain types of evidence. And I'm going to show you today some proof of our results because, again, it's important for you to understand what the possibilities are. So let's talk about it. Today, I want to show you some of our recent approvals that we just got in the mail today. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have to show to you two green card approvals. These are our VAWA clients. And the reason why you can see that they are VAWA green cards is because the category is IB6. When the category is IB6, that's how you know it is a VAWA green card. And I want to share with you a little bit about these stories of these clients that just got approved. The first client is a client from Jamaica, and he is actually a man, and he just got his green card approval through VAWA. And the reason why I specifically want to highlight him is that a lot of people believe that men cannot get approved for green cards through VAWA, and that men cannot qualify for a VAWA unless there is some sort of really, really terrible physical abuse, police reports, things like that. And let me tell you about this client. This client didn't have any of that. This client did not have police reports, medical exams, none of that. And he is a man, and there was a lot of fear about whether he would be believed that he suffered in his marriage to a U.S. citizen just for the fact that he is a man. And, I'm really happy to report that this is the proof that he got approved, and it is absolutely possible to get a green card even if you are a man who has suffered through emotional or physical violence. And this other client is also one of my, another amazing client. She is a woman from St. Lucia. Lucia, am I saying it wrong? I don't know. I'm just really, really happy she got approved. And, the same thing. This client came to me years ago to file for VAWA. Her case has taken a long time because the government can at times take a very long time to approve her case. So her case was actually filed many, many years ago, and there's no police report, there's no medical exam, nothing of that nature, just her pure testimony and some affidavits that we had to show what she had gone through with her spouse. There's all of that, and I have work permit after work permit after work permit after work permit and last work permit received today. And these are clients from Brazil, Panama, Bangladesh. Who else do we have today? We also have a client from Turkey and a client from Jamaica. So we have clients from all over the world. We have clients from all over the world who have gone through a lot of issues in their marriage, who had lost a lot of hope, suffered a lot of fear, and suffered a lot of pain. And that's why I'm out here. That's why I'm out here to tell you what is possible. If you're an immigrant who's married to a U.S. citizen or to a green card holder, and you are suffering in your marriage, your spouse makes you afraid, your spouse talks about deportation, your spouse demands you be a certain way, you dress a certain way, you work a certain way, they want to control your life, your thoughts, your emotions. These are not normal things, and you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to live in that sort of fear. You don't deserve to be going home every single day after a hard day of labor. It is hard enough being an undocumented immigrant inside the United States. And with all these laws that are coming at us, the election year is coming up again. This bill in Florida is making a lot of people nervous, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Hi, Princess. So it is hard enough being an immigrant, but when you are in a relationship with somebody and the person that you think is the person you can depend upon and trust and be loved by is the one who is in turn hurting you, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. And I'm here to tell you that you're worth it. You know, you are full and complete as a person as you are. There's nothing wrong with you. And, you know, we are here to do what we can in terms of legal services to help you with your case. Okay. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share. And I'll go ahead and answer as many questions as I can. Thank you for joining me. If you don't know who I am, my name is Moumita Rahman. I am an immigration attorney. I am based in New York, but I work with immigration clients all over the US. So no matter where in the country you are, you can give us a call at 212-248-7907, and we'll evaluate your case to see if we can help you file for VAWA, file for a green card, file for a T visa, whatever it is. You know, we don't work with all types of cases, but if you have the type of immigration problem that we are working with, we will let you know, okay? All right, let's go ahead and answer some questions. Hello. I have a question from Zayed Usama who's asking, hello, can I extend my DS 2019 while I have my application for adjustment of status pending from Zayed? So that's a very good question. If you have a DS 2019, that means you're here on a J1 visa or J1 visa, but the DS 2019 is actually issued by the Department of State. That's why the initials of this form is DS for Department of State. Now, you cannot extend the DS 2016 inside the US. Usually you have to get that done at a consulate. So I would recommend reaching out to them. I'm not too sure, you know, exactly if it's gonna work or not. Nirmit, hello, I only have this word for you for process, but maybe you can repost your question. Okay, I have your question right here, Nirmit. After how many weeks of VAWA approval did they get the green card? From Nirmit. So Nirmit, this has been a long time. Now, keep in mind that when you get your VAWA approved, that is just the first step. That is just the I-360. You still have to wait for your I-485. And the I-485 processing time depends on the local field office. Now, for my client from St. Lucia, she is here in New York, and I believe we waited almost a year after her VAWA approval to get that green card. And for the other client who is in New Jersey, I believe we waited actually close to a year too. So it really depends. We have other clients in other states where, you know, after the I-360 gets approved, the case gets transferred to the field office, and we're hearing back from that field office within 6 months sometimes. So it really depends, and it is different case by case. Should I file for VAWA in my previous, I should file for VAWA in my previous marriage, but I didn't, and I feel bad right now from Barto. Barto, I'm so sorry. So Barto, if your previous marriage was, if you're still legally married, then we may be able to help you. If you got divorced and it's been more than 2 years, the answer is yes, it's probably too late to file for VAWA. But here is another option. Now, here's something that I want to talk to you guys about. Now, what if you've called, you've been told by others that it is too late for you to file for VAWA because it's been more than 2 years since the date of your divorce, or maybe you got married to somebody else, right? Maybe you remarried and you only found out later that you were eligible to file for VAWA as long as you didn't get married again, right? So I want to ask if this happened to you in your relationship. Did you suffer, you know, like there's a different type of suffering that can happen that can qualify you for something called a T visa. And many times in our relationships, we do a lot of labor. We do a lot of work. You know, like you might feel like you're your husband or your wife's servant. You're cleaning the house day and night. You cook for them when they want. If you don't do what they say, they might get violent with you. They might harm you in other ways. They might force you to work outside the house. They might force you to do other things. These are certain things that may qualify you for a T visa. And it's really worth exploring. So Barto, if you want, you can give us a call and we can see if you might qualify for that as well. Hello, I see so many people who are who are writing to me. Hello to everyone. Abe is asking, what if I don't have evidence for a VAWA case? From Abe. Abe, that's a great question. And this is something that we get a lot. A lot of people are afraid to file for VAWA because they think that they don't have any evidence. But here's the thing. The best sort of evidence in your VAWA case is you. You are your best evidence because the most critical part of any VAWA application is your affidavit. And we have a signature process in my office. We have our own set of questions. We interview every single client with questions that are designed to help understand what happens in your relationship. And we go through a writing process, an editing process, this whole entire shebang to make sure that your affidavit is properly prepared. It is vetted at least 2 times by an attorney. So we do all of the work for you, okay? You don't have to write your own affidavit. And you are your own best piece of evidence. We have actually won VAWA cases on just the affidavit alone. A well-crafted, a well-detailed affidavit can help you win your VAWA case without any other evidence. And yes, it's true. I've won at least several cases on just an affidavit, okay? So Abe, if you feel like you don't have any evidence, you'd be surprised what evidence you have, because we also work with our clients through brainstorming sessions to see what we can find to help corroborate the case as much as possible. All right, hello, IG. I'm going to answer some of your questions right now. Please allow me a minute to scroll up to the top. Guys, I feel a little excited because I love to talk about my clients' victories. Strawberry and Tell saying, I won't give up. That's right. You should not give up, okay? Can I apply for asylum? I'm from India, living in California, from Sean. Sean, so whether you can apply for asylum depends on many different things. So first of all, asylum is based upon you having a fear of returning to your home country because you fear that you will be targeted on account of your race, your religious beliefs, your political opinions, or because you're a member of a particular social group, which is a little bit more broad. But let's just say it's because of your sexuality or you belong to a family that's being targeted. And here are some other important considerations and requirements that you must satisfy to file for asylum. Number one is it's either the government or people inside the country that your government cannot protect you from who is trying to persecute you. And also, you can't really have citizenship anywhere else. And there are a couple of other things too. But the other requirement is that if you want to file for asylum, you must do so within 1 year of entering the United States. If more than 1 year has passed since you arrived in the United States, you have to have some good reason why you did not apply. For example, for many people, maybe you come here as a student, or you have TPS or DACA, and you don't really file for asylum until that's expired. That could be one reason. Or number two is maybe you came to this country and it wasn't that bad back home. Maybe you weren't that afraid to go back, but something has happened in the last 6 months, and the key is 6 months, that is now causing you to be a lot more afraid of returning to your country. Now, if you can satisfy these things, and we'll help to show it, we can ask you some questions on the phone. You can give us a call at 212-248-7907. Then you may be able to apply for asylum and move forward with that case. What happens if my case goes to court before I send my application? From Milam. Milam, it's not a problem. If your case, like, this is a situation that a lot of people are in, where if you have filed a joint application with your spouse and it never went through, it didn't finish because of, let's say you got denied, and then you come to us and we help you file for VAWA, and during that process, you find out that you have received a notice to appear in court. That means that the government has basically sent your name to ICE to initiate a removal proceeding and put you in deportation. Now, what happens if you have not yet filed for VAWA? Not a problem, but you have to make sure that you still go to your court hearings. You still have to attend every single court hearing. Otherwise, you might receive what is called an order of removal in absentia. But we have been, even if you are in current removal proceedings and it starts before we file VAWA, after we file VAWA, we can still reach out to the court. We can still reach out to the Department of Homeland Security attorneys to ask them for prosecutorial discretion, or at least to admin close your case until the VAWA application is decided. How long does VAWA usually take? From Peace Mark, usually VAWA applications can take anywhere from 1.5 years to about 3.5 years. Right now, the processing time keeps going up and up and up, which is not, it's not ideal, but at least it means that you need to get your application in and just wait while you file for VAWA. You can also file for a work permit. Sometimes you can even get a travel document if you're filing for adjustments of status at the same time. Do you have any idea about U.S. citizenship interview? I have been waiting for too long, from Rita. Rita, I would say that I have seen citizenship interview wait times range from 3 months to about 1 year, depending on the location that you live in. So hopefully it's within that. Claudia's asking Florida news, any other states thinking about the same? So I actually need to do my research about Florida. I looked it up a little bit today because I've been traveling and I haven't been able to really catch up on the news. It doesn't look good for sure. But the worst part about it that I'm seeing is that it's denying licenses and targeting employers as well. But I will definitely read up into that and give you guys another more thorough video about that, okay? How long does it take nowadays for a removal of condition application to be processed? From Gigi. Gigi, removal of conditions applications or the I-751 can take an average of about 1.5 years minimum. I would say it takes a minimum of 1.5 years to be processed, to 2.5 to 3 years if the government decides to give you an interview or a request for evidence. Anytime you get a request for evidence or you get requested to go in for an interview in front of USCIS, you can bet your bottom dollar that it will take twice as long, because especially if they're waiting for an interview, that means that they now have to put you into the queue for an appointment slot at your local field office, and you have to wait for an appointment to open up. But these days, they are waiving a lot of other interviews for immigration cases. So if you're applying for marriage adjustment of status or family-based adjustment of status, a lot of those cases are getting waived for interviews, which means that they're going to hopefully catch up on the I-751s as well. Martha Zula's asking, when one receives a receipt, does your office help expedite for a work permit and travel parole? From Martha. Martha, yes, we do. It depends on the situation. We don't, if you're suffering an emergency, a medical emergency, a humanitarian crisis, you have the right to request an expedite from USCIS, but it must be an emergency. So a lot of people will call us and say that, I've been waiting a long time. I just want my work permit. That's not a sufficient reason to get an expedite approved. But if you, and we wouldn't do an expedite for that either, because we don't want to overburden the USCIS offices with unqualified requests for expedites. But, like if you say that, you're about to lose your, you need an operation, or your parent is like deathly sick outside the country and you need XYZ approved by a certain time, those may qualify. But you also need to have evidence for an expedite. You need to have documentation to show why the expedite is true. Princess Coleman, thank you so much. Princess saying, I love your team. They are very reliable. Thank you so much, Princess. I really mean that. We try really hard to be as perfect as possible. I know we can't do it. I know that, we have, not everything is ideal. I know that sometimes it takes us longer to do, process a case or do work, but we have really good intentions. We just want the best for all of our clients. We just want all of our clients to be so happy and to be so victorious in their goals that means more to us at the end of the day. And to know that you feel good working with us means a lot as well, because I think that when you're working with a lawyer or with the legal office, it's very tricky, the sort of service that you can get or the way that you can be treated. So I'm happy to be able to inspire those. We are happy to be able to inspire those feelings. All right, let's see what other questions I have. Lawrence, I've been married for 13 years. So no. Can I sponsor my girlfriend and her 2 daughters to bring them to live here in Miami? Thank you, from New York City Dre. New York City Dre, if you're doing a fiance visa, you can definitely sponsor them. Or if you get married, you can sponsor them for an immigrant visa. How long do you have to wait to get your green card when you get here from tu papito hermoso? Tu papito, if you came in through an immigrant visa, then I would say you could wait anywhere from 3 to 6 months for your green card to arrive in the mail. Can one apply for a green card being married to an American citizen, being caught entering illegally in 2011 and was given a 15-year ban? Thank you in advance from Javi. Javi, what a great question. This is a complicated question. You have a complicated case, Javi. And a lot of you have really complicated cases and are looking to find out what your options are. So Javi, here's the thing. If you got caught in 2011 and then you got a 15-year ban, that probably means that you have the permanent bar. All right, la barra permanente. What is it? It is basically the hardest, the toughest sort of immigration punishment given to people. And if you have the permanent bar, that means that you cannot get a green card unless you leave the United States for 10 years. But there are some exceptions to this. And the first exception that I'll talk about today is through VAWA. If you were married at the time and right now you're suffering anything in your marriage, marital problems, maltrata, right? Controlling behaviors. If your spouse is really jealous, controlling all the time, these are usually behaviors that qualify you for VAWA. And if you were married at the time in 2011, when you got caught and you came back, you had family here, we can make an argument to show that your exit or reentry to the US was tied to the problems you were having in your marriage, and we can try for your green card. Now, if you tell me that that's not true, none of that is your case, Javi, we can look to see if you qualify for a T visa, which is also more common than one would think. And with these two cases, you would not need to leave the United States for 10 years in order to get your green card, but we first have to see if you qualify. So give us a call, Javi, at 212-248-7907. We hope to hear from you soon. Let's see. I submitted my wife's case for I-130 in September 2021, and I became a citizen in October 2022. So Daryl, you can upgrade your petition, and also if your spouse is here in the US, you can apply for an I-485, or if your spouse is outside, make sure you let NVC know that you are now no longer a permanent resident, and instead you have become a US citizen, so that you can upgrade your petition and your wife won't have to wait as long for an interview. What does it mean when they say that we're temporarily pausing work on your application because an immigrant visa number is not immediately available? From Solgar, it means that you are in a preference category and your visa number is not current. So there's no visa number available. So they're not issuing out visas anymore in your category this year. You have to wait until the quota reopens or until they catch up to your filing priority date to see if that visa number is available at that time. Barbara from the Gulf me pregunta, ¿qué piensa de la ley de inmigración que el gobernador de Florida va a firmar? Barbara, no sé qué yo pienso de este ley, porque necesito leer más de la ley de Florida, pero de que yo he leído ahora, no ve muy bueno, sí, no ve muy bueno, pero es importante para recordar que vamos a tener una elección de los presidentes, ¿sí? Y en los años de elección, inmigración es un tema muy complicado y muy emocionada, ¿sí? Y usualmente la tema de inmigración va a ser muchos problemas, pero yo necesito leer esta ley en más detalle y después yo leer esta ley, voy a dar a ustedes mi opinión de la ley. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. Yo sé que mi español no es muy bueno, mi español es muy mal, pero yo trato para ustedes porque me encanta saber que ustedes sentir más cómodo si yo hablo en español. Can you apply for a waiver of inadmissibility while your case is dismissed or before approval from Rama to Adechi? Rama to, it depends. For a lot of cases, it's a matter of strategy for us attorneys. Sometimes we file the waiver of inadmissibility along with our case, and sometimes we actually wait to see if it's required by the immigration office. Okay. After you file for VAWA, how long will it take to get a work permit and a travel document from Sopi Khalifa? Sopi Khalifa, we are seeing a current wait time of approximately 6 to 8 months to get the work permit and travel document, okay? And a question from Jerry. We submitted all forms with I-485 and we were able to get a biometrics quickly. Is it possible to get an automatic green card? The interview is last step. Ours is marriage-based. You will not get a green card automatically. There's still a bunch of processing that has to be done. After biometrics are taken, usually your case still has to be forwarded to the field office, and it is the field office that will make the decision on whether to issue the green card or ask you to come in for an interview, Jerry. So good luck with that. Milan is saying, my lawyer told me that I should write my testimony myself. Yes, you can, but as attorneys, I've filed nearly 1,000 VAWA cases right now, and we know that there's a certain, way to present what has happened, certain details that should be talked about over others. That's why we write our affidavits, because we know exactly how to present our client's story in a way that is going to be easy to digest for immigration, okay? But not every lawyer does that. With us, you get a full service. You get a full service representation. All right, everyone, that's all the time that I have for today. I really, really hope that you were inspired to see our 2 green card approvals through VAWA, and all of these work permits. These are real results. These are real lives that are being changed. It is our pleasure to do this work. We deeply believe in this work, everyone in my office. So, if you need our help, give us a call at 212-248-7907. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. And make sure you join me next time, and make sure you join me, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.